Hey y'all, this is Philippe the Learn to Grow guy. On one of the last videos that I made, I spoke about the benefits of willow branches as to how they can actually help things root and things of that nature. And I've also mentioned something along the lines as to if you take willow, you stick it into the ground, it will actually grow. If you stick it in some water, it will actually start to root. Well, I did that. The problem I encountered is that we got a freeze that came up that lasted for about 2 to 3 days. Um, it's where we had snow out here and everything. And basically, what happened is that all of the leaves that was on the willow, I was hoping to preserve, all that stuff died. Okay, and everything looks like it's just withering away. Okay, but let me show you what exactly happened. Okay, currently I'm in the midst of swapping out the water. This is fresh water I just put in the bucket. But this is what happened. Everything basically is sort of died off. And then I started seeing stuff like this here start to pop up. And then this morning when I dumped the water out, here's what I noticed. If you can see on here, you'll see some little white spots. Those are roots that's starting to emerge from the sticks. Okay, those are baby roots. And if you look at some of these down here, look at that, look at that. You see that? See the roots on there? Okay, that is what you can actually do with willow. Okay, willow will root very easily, and that's what this is doing. And basically, what I was about to do is not just put them in the water, but the thing I was about to do also is to start trimming off some of the dead areas. Like this one seems to have dried out quite a bit. Let's see. Okay, it seems to have dried out quite a bit, and I'm not. I don't see too much of anything on there. I'll probably toss this one out. Okay, I'll probably toss this one out. I'll set that off to the side. And my whole goal for today, well, for now, is actually to try to take care of this stuff here, see what's working and what's not working, and keep that which wants to grow. And apparently, ones like this one, yep, oops, see that little root on there? So ones like this one, they want to live. I want to live. So I'm letting them live. Like this one, for example. You see that? Oh man, it looks like I broke some of the roots on this one already. Okay. But again, it wants to live, so I'm letting it live. Okay. So these are some of the benefits of willow. See, this one here is starting to green up again. It lost all the leaves. This is part of the dead part up here as to where it died when we got the cold. And this here, what I need to do is trim off that part up there, but I'll have to do that later because I'm holding the camera. I only have two hands. Okay. So that's a good part about willow. Okay. That's a good part about willow. If you can find somebody, a neighbor who has some willow branches, a willow tree, and if you ask them nicely to give you a couple of branches, I'm sure that they will cooperate with you and give you a couple of branches. See, this one had all died, but yet it's making that comeback. It's making that willow comeback. See what I mean? Okay, I gotta get this finished. But before I do that, before I continue on and finish, let me show you what I've been doing around the garden. Okay, let me show you what I've been doing. Okay, it's been a little while. Okay, as you can see, I've put fabric here. I gotta finish this up. I'm not done with this yet, but I've put fabric along all of the rows around here. Last year I had a major problem with weeds growing in between the beds and even on top of the beds. Okay, so to eliminate that, I just put this fabric. It's that same fabric that you use it for weeds and stuff like that. It works as far as trying to keep the weeds from coming through, but again, there is some maintenance that's going to be required because roots will find a way to penetrate and try to come up anywhere that you don't have it properly pinned down, or even at the places where you have your little pins and stakes holding everything down. Your metal stakes like these. Okay, you use these to hold this fabric down, but again, weeds will try to make their way through it. As you can see over here, this is where I had the Jerusalem artichokes last year, and when I started digging for Jerusalem artichokes this year, it was not pretty because whatever was harboring underground They tried to make a comeback. Some things came here to try to dig for something, but nonetheless, this is a piece of Jerusalem artichoke that seems to be trying to come up. There's still remnants. You know what they say, once you plant Jerusalem artichokes, they tend to like to linger for quite a while. But otherwise, I put potatoes here, and I had Jerusalem artichokes here too. As you can see, they're trying to come through, but I also have potatoes growing here as well. Okay, I've got purple potatoes is the main potatoes that I've got growing in all these mounds. We got a good rain yesterday, but everything's coming along just fine. Along with the potatoes, yep, see all that? That's life. That's all the seed that was in the soil and such, whether it's from grasses or what have you. I got to make sure that I stay on top of it. I may not have it in the walkway, but I may still have grass and stuff like that growing on the mounds themselves. Okay. Again, purple potatoes is what I've got. I'm growing here, and I've also got onions. I've got 3 varieties of onions that I'm growing as well. And this is what this one is. I don't know if you can see that or not. Okay. All right, that's one set of onions. The set of onions on here is okay. And the third set of onions, well, that's actually 4 actually. All right, so in this row here is what I have left. These onions here are the onions that I had left over from last year's crop, okay? The stuff that made it to this year, that's what these big chunks of onions are that I decided to put them in the ground. They started to sprout. Instead of eating them, I decided to put them out and see what they'll do. So I'm hoping that they grow and do what they're supposed to do, like onions are supposed to do. So the main point of this portion here is to let y'all know that I've got weed controlling fabric to minimize the amount of labor that I got to put out here and trying to maintain everything. Okay. There was something that I wanted to point out to you. This is in the new addition to my garden here, to the garden out here. Okay. It's a Concord grapevine. Ooh, I ordered these things online, and to me, I just love these things because I don't have to worry about them fading anymore. When I bought them, they came with this with a name tag as well as a little wire to put around whatever your plants are that you wanna label. I love these things, I really do. But anyway, you can check online. You can find what you gotta find. Okay. But anyway, that's one of the latest additions to the garden, which is this grape here. I've got other grapes also that I added to the collection, and see, this is another grape. This is one I've had here for quite a while. They're coming along just beautifully. Just beautiful, baby. Just beautiful. Look at that. See that? They're coming along just beautifully. One of the things that I need to learn more on is actually pruning. Pruning is something that's essential that you got to do with your grapes, because otherwise you're not going to get the production that you need to get. Okay. All right. Okay. Nose seemed to be running, dripping for a second there. This is the other thing that I've been doing. I've had to dig out every last... Oops, hang on. I've had to dig out every last strawberry that was growing out here, okay? For one thing, the deer hopped over the fence, my little fencing here. They hopped over the fencing and they came through and they ate strawberries at will. Okay, so I had to dig everything out, and everything you see here is stuff that I've dug out except for some of these honey-o strawberries over here. I bought 25 of them, and the other ones was honey-os that I had growing in the corner over there. Okay, so this is the new platform out here. Okay, this took me several days to do, working all the way from early morning. Right now it's early morning. It's just, I think it's just after 8 o'clock in the morning, and I would be out here all the way up until sunset. Okay, and of course you get achy bodies from being bent over and everything. Okay, but what this is going to allow me to do, this will actually allow me to be able, this is the last portion I got to try to do here, and I got to go ahead and torch off these. If you're working with this type of fabric, do not cut them with scissors, because you're going to get a bunch of what's the word, ends that are, what's the word, frayed ends, or whatever the word is, whatever the terminology is. If it is, put a comment on there about that. Okay, you're going to get those, and they're going to start coming off, and they're going to start peeling off and all this other stuff. I use a very small torch, Okay, it's a very small torch. Okay, it's a small butane torch, and it's able to do that. So what I'm going to be able to do out here now, okay, I've actually, let me finish with the strawberries first. This is one of the varieties. This is all I have left. This was a Charlotte. I only had 2 plants left that the deers did not decimate from all of that which I had planted. And this one is one of the Gurney Whoppers. And again, this is all I have left from, I think I had a pack of 20 or whatever the number was. And right now all I've got is 12 plants left, okay? But otherwise, all these strawberries here, should have been a whole lot more, but that's what I've got left. This is another variety as well, as to where this is all I have left from all that I had planted a couple of years last year. It's a Florida, I think it's called a Florida Pearl, and it's supposed to be a June bearing. So this is what I've got coming out here. And these 2 or 3 strawberry plants I have there, I'm not sure what they were. They were just growing in there. I'm assuming that maybe strawberry seed moved elsewhere. Over here, what I've got, I had to torch this area up, but I think y'all know what this is. It's asparagus. Okay, new asparagus coming up here. Okay, and this is why I left this area blank, bare like this, because I've got asparagus growing in the area here. This got torched, and for me walking around trying to get things going and such. Okay, but nonetheless, this is my asparagus. This is one of the asparagus areas. I've got 3 asparagus areas apparently. I've got this one, the one on the other side, all the way over there on the between the rows and the where some of the fruit trees are over there. Plus behind the cabin over there, I've got some more asparagus growing there as well. Okay, lastly, out here, every time I've tried to grow some, what's that thing? Some of that beautiful eggplants, there's a little critter, there's a little bug called flea beetles. Okay, they're some little very tiny little black bugs. All they do is just eat, and when they eat the leaves, what they do is poke a bunch of little holes in the leaves. That keeps the plant from bearing any fruit. It stifles. It actually kills the plants and does not let them produce or do too much of anything at all. So with this black fabric on everything down here now, I'm hoping that the flea beetles do not emerge like they've done in so much numbers that they eradicate and take out the eggplants. I love eggplants. Okay, I love eggplants. Yeah. Anyway, having an eggplant flashback, right? I love eggplants, but the key thing is that this, I'm hoping, will provide me with an opportunity as to where I can grow eggplants and not have to worry about those flea beetles eradicating or eating up everything that I've got, that I've invested so much time and money into. Okay, so that's what I've got brewing. Yeah, I can show you one more thing. Okay, now when I got those grape plants, what I did was I had to do some pruning. Okay, in pruning them, here's what I'll take you around. Okay, remember, it's like certain plants, you can propagate them quite easily. Okay, others may require more work. Okay, pretty much like the willow, grapes are one of those plants that's where you can propagate them easy as well. Okay, let me show you. Now, when I pruned the grapes, what I did was that we cut the branches down to about 1.5 feet long. And these are them. I've got them soaking in water. I'm going to need to change this water out too. And in changing the water out, I'm going to put a capful of hydrogen peroxide in the water to help keep whatever at bay, so that they do not, become, so that the water does not become dirty and mold and whatever starts to grow in there and really mess things up for me. I really like to get these up and rooted and planted so that I can actually sell them. I'm told that I need to start selling stuff on the property at this point. But check this out, Lil. Take a look at this. I didn't see this. Look at this. You see that? It's a frog. It's a frog. Yeah. Cool. Huh. It's a very small one. I know we have toads out here because I can hear them singing and croaking and stuff like that, especially in the little pond where I'm supposed to be trying to make what's that thing called, biochar, comfrey. I've harvested so much comfrey, it's just ridiculous. I've got 2 jars. I'm actually gonna try to I'm trying to transplant these and move these elsewhere so that they can do what they gotta do. And otherwise, I have been harvesting comfrey, and I've got a nice. I've had almost a dehydrator full, and I'm gonna let these get bigger and provide more. And hopefully in the fall, I'll be harvesting more. I'll be harvesting some of the flowers as well. Okay. Anyway, guys, again, sorry for the delay. It's been a while, but I've just been real busy and achy bodied and all. And I do have a neighbor that I do need to say thank you for. They're cobblers down here, and only sad part is I don't necessarily want to give off my specific location or anything to that nature, but to me, anybody who's within, say, 100 miles of their neighbors, you know. Anyway, back to our program. What she did is that she actually gave me some, what's that thing called? It's a salve that she made with comfrey. She's got, I forget what other stuff she's got in there, but nonetheless, man, that stuff works beautifully as a painkiller. Man, after you're done doing all the work out here, you rub that stuff on the achy muscles, man, that stuff, the pain goes away, and whoo. And yeah, I think it's even good for arthritis, because the doctor told me that I had some arthritis coming along on my right hand, and applied some of that stuff to some of the areas where I've got some pain, because I couldn't bend my fist like this. Well, that was the other hand. This one, I couldn't bend it like this without experiencing pain. And so anyway, I'll talk with you guys later. Yeah, I'll be sure to like, comment. Comment is very important nowadays, from my understanding. Comment and share, like, share, whatever. I'll see y'all later. Take care.